and welcome to our live stream. This is Movie Couple Live. Happy Wednesday.
Yeah, it seems like it's been a long time.
I know, because you weren't on the last. It's been a week since you've been on the show. But hey, guys, welcome. Happy Wednesday. This is the live stream where we talk about the latest in pop culture and movie news. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And today we've got a fun show. We are talking about the Croods Drive-In that is coming at Universal Studios Hollywood.
We're also going to be talking about
American Horror Story. Sorry, I told
American Horror Story season 10 teaser poster.
And who the next actor is in early talks to play Grindelwald, all this and so much more coming up. So thank you so much for watching. We hope you're all doing well today, and welcome back, Dustin.
Yay, I'm so happy to be back. It's been a long time since I got to see you guys. So it's feel like when we were like, oh yeah, today is live stream day. I was just kind of like, oh yeah, that's right.
Today is live stream day.
It just feels like it's been so long.
Yeah, it's been a while. We missed you guys. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you're having a good week so far. The weather, I like what Jack says. The gang is back together.
Woohoo!
Certainly. Man, I just adjusted this camera and now it's off center again. What the heck?
There we go.
There, that's fine. So let me go ahead and put our little banner up. There we go. So this didn't really make it onto the show notes, but I did grab a photo because apparently today everybody is receiving their let me take off the banner again, I guess. Their Xbox Series S and Series X, looking very, very beautiful. I am so jealous. Did any of you guys manage to snag one, and did it arrive on time? Because I know some people who have ordered one and then the shipment got delayed.
I've got to admit, that's got to be one of the things that would really tick me off if I just dropped $400 on a gaming system, and it's like, if you pre-order it, you will get it on this day.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there salivating, going, when is it going to get here? When is it going to get here? I just can't wait to play it. And then you're like, wait, it's not here. I would get so mad.
I would as well, honestly, because well, you buy the games, you buy the new console, so you kind of, you're watching the countdown. If you follow the tracking history, you're like, okay, it's at the facility. Okay, we're at the what is it? Wow, we're a little glitchy, so I'm gonna turn that. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put some stuff on.
Oh yeah.
Wi-Fi.
Actually,
our Wi-Fi's been, I mean, you guys know the struggle, but I'm going to go ahead and just do that. So
the struggle of Wi-Fi.
Because I feel like you guys let us know if this stream is going smoothly or not, because on our end, it seemed for like a hot second, it was a little glitchy. So that's what I want to say. Blade GTR actually says, no, I tend to avoid the first batch of console cycle.
That's actually
then
really
I tend
smart.
to have more issues than the later versions.
Honestly, and that's what I've heard from a lot of people, is that normally that they just kind of want to wait for that first batch to go out, because that's also when you start getting all of the bugs, and people will call and go, well, mine does this. What was it? I remember for the Xbox One, they had that spinning pinwheel of death for the red circle. That's what it was.
Right.
The red. Oh, was that the Xbox 360 that did that too?
Remember.
But one of the systems, yeah, when they sent them all out, they ran for a little bit, but then they had that red circle of death. And it just means, sorry, your Xbox just overheated and died.
Oh, God. Can you imagine spending that much money on a new gaming console, and then you play for maybe a day, a week, and then it's just...
And that's the thing. I want to get a PlayStation 5 so bad.
Yeah.
We desperately need to upgrade our PS3 to a PS5.
Yeah, our PS3 has stopped. It hasn't stopped working, but it's slowly deteriorating. You can tell that it's slowing down. You can hear things just grinding. And the only pet we have is Navi. She doesn't really shit that much. We do vacuum on the regular, and we do dust on the regular because I have a lot of allergy issues. So we keep it really, really clean. So I know it's not overheating because of dust buildup.
Yeah.
Or pet hair.
But it is an old system, and we've had it for like, what, 10 years? So, I mean, I'm pretty sure I got it before you and I started dating. No.
The PS3?
Yeah, the PS3. I think we had
like we bought that together, but okay.
We might have gotten it relatively recently, and out of when we started dating. But I've had it for a long time,
Yeah.
and I'm looking forward to upgrading and playing some awesome PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5
Yeah,
games.
I'm seeing you guys, a couple of you guys in the chat, you're saying that you're fighting off your impulses as well to kind of hold off on buying the first wave, the first run, and then waiting for the second. I feel like that happens a lot too with technology, just anything, phones to like software updates and things
Yeah.
like that. Like I remember sometimes for the iOS, when they update, the first version of the update would be so buggy that they would roll out a second update to fix all the bugs. And it's kind of like, well, I might as well just update later and wait for them to work out the bugs, and avoid that. But you guys, I am still on an iPhone 7, holding strong.
Yep.
So probably won't need to upgrade until this dies.
Fingers crossed.
You look like you're flipping them
I'm
off.
sorry, I don't know how to do it right. Fingers crossed, I guess, like this.
Just do it.
I can't
That's
do
weird.
it with these fingers. It looks like I'm flipping them off.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want to get a copyright strike. All right, you guys. So if you did manage to get your Xbox Series S or X, congratulations. Hope you're having so much fun. We're very, very jealous. We're not sure when we'll be able to upgrade I think we'll leave our 360 for, no, we don't have a 360.
No, yeah, we have the Xbox One.
We'll probably leave that for a little while. The next upgrade will probably be the PlayStation 5. We just don't know when because it's not cheap. So we'll wait a little bit. But moving on to other news, we were talking about the Croods at the beginning. So this is actually pretty interesting. So the Croods, they're doing a special drive-in at the Universal Studios Hollywood City Walk. And so the dates, it varies from November 19th through the 24th. And the tickets are to reserve your ticket, it's at $10 a card to start, which is actually what I just did.
Insanely good price.
Yeah, which is what I did just before we went on air. But you can donate more, which I probably would like to later if they have like on-site donation like availability via digital whatever, because $10 of each ticket they are donating to Feeding America,
which I think is a great
cause. Love that for them. And it treats moviegoers for a fun time, and we'll be treated to, there's like an immersive kind of photo op experience, but you don't get out of your car, you still stay in your car. So that's kind of cool. And it says it right here in from their direct. Oh, I gotta move that. Let me see, how can I do this? Oh boy.
Oh yeah, because when it cuts off part of your screen.
Yes, it does.
I feel so bad. Earlier today, we went down to a business that has recently shut down, and they had all of these monitors. And I was like, oh yeah, we're going to be able to get some new monitors to hook up so we can have like double monitors.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, none of them had HDMI connections. They were all the old VGA connections.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, we can't use any of these. We'd have to get
we
like
can, but the cable management was going to be a nightmare, and I didn't want to deal with it. So that's that. But yes, so according to the press release, it says prior to screening, guests will be invited to preview the world of the Croods with an immersive experience that features recreations of the film's most exciting locations and characters, including the elaborate treehouse, the monkey lair, the Thunder Sisters, and so much more. I honestly don't know what some of them mean because they're in the movie, so we won't know until we get to see it in the movie, but that's going to be fun to kind of see an immersive display of all this. And the experience offers guests multiple interactive opportunities for fantastic photo ops without leaving the security of your car, which is so great. And there's also going to be an exclusive pre-show before the movie starts, and you also featuring DreamWorks animation content and a complimentary snack box courtesy of Universal Studios City Walk.
Which is awesome. I love the fact that this is actually going to turn into more of like it's
an event.
Really more of an event.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's only $10 a car.
$10 a car for a minimum donation of $10, should I say.
A minimum donation. Oh, so everything that we're doing is $10.
It's $10 per car, and you can have as many guests as there are seatbelts. Which is a nice little play on seatbelt, which is one of the sloths in the film. Very, very. So you can have up to, depending on how big your car is, a standard sedan will be like including the driver 5 people. unless you count like a baby in your lap or something. I don't know. Is that safe?
I think you'd
No,
need a
you
seat.
would
I
have
think you
to.
need a car
Yeah,
seat for the
I was gonna
baby.
say, wait, 'cause we don't. Can you tell
And
who don't
technically,
have
the
kids?
baby's car seat should be facing in the opposite direction
The
of
baby's not gonna watch the movie. The baby's either gonna fall asleep or be fuzzy through the movie. But this is gonna be fun. So we are we signed up and we're definitely going to go. Would like to donate just a little bit more to Feeding America. So hopefully, because I didn't see that option available when I was checking out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I missed it. So if they do like an on-site additional donation, we will do that. But you know, if you want additional food, you can, I'm sure they'll let you bring stuff from home like bottles of water, popcorn, or whatever, but you can actually leave your car, and this will be the one time that they let you leave the car aside from going to the bathroom, is you can actually go to City Walk, which is currently open, and you
Oh.
can get their food. And I am thinking maybe I want to go to maybe I want to go to Flame Broiler and get a bowl and then eat that during the movie.
That
It's
would
like one
actually
of my
be really
favorite
cool.
places to go on City Walk. It's so good. Yeah.
And also, I mean, just the fact to be able to go out and do stuff like this is just, you know, it's refreshing. It's able to be able to get out and
I love this. Thank you so much, Nurse 117,
Thank you
for
so
your
much.
donation.
Thank you so much for your
Keep
super
it
chat.
PG, no crude humor.
Ah,
I love it. Thank you so much. I'm gonna leave that up there for this. Yeah, a lot of comments from you guys in the chat. Looks like good PR for Universal.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, and you know, for Universal, when I was an employee, I will say they did a lot of like employee appreciation stuff. I remember coming off set one day and we had, I don't remember the ice cream company, but it was like a very bougie like ice cream sandwich. It was like legit
Ooh.
cookies with legit ice cream, like just so good. And it's nothing tastes better than when you're coming out of a character set where you're hot, you're sweaty, it's the summer, you know, maybe the kids pushed you around a little bit.
Maybe you had some adults bang you on top of the
Yep,
helmet.
sometimes they do that too, and you're just like, ah, and then you come out of the costume and they're like, here's an ice cream sandwich. I'm like,
oh, ice cream sandwich.
Yeah, so I will say this is definitely kind of on brand for what they're doing. They also do the Green is Universal thing, so they do a lot of like recycling and things like that.
And I hope
Pretty
they do,
awesome.
I hope they do more and more of this kind of stuff too. Even if it's movies that have already come out a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know, to start doing these kind of really cool, like almost pop-up / drive-in / experience kind of events.
Yes.
To do.
Yes.
Because you know it's now it's coming up to the holidays.
Yeah.
I can't believe how fast the holidays are.
Hello, where'd it go?
I know. I'm just like this. I'm just glad that this year is going to be over soon.
Yeah.
So that we
same.
can kind of be like, hopefully start getting back to a little bit of normalcy.
Yeah.
Even though this
same.
holiday season, it's gonna be weird.
It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird. We're not gonna see a lot of people, obviously, just immediate family, and we take all the precaution we need to before we see each other, including getting tested to make sure everybody's COVID free. Debbie says, would love to see something like this for Marvel, but since this is Universal, can we get this for the Despicable Me franchise?
Oh, that would be a great one to do.
Yeah, they could do all the movies. They could just do a series.
Yeah,
people
and also
would go. I love the Minions.
Yeah, there's also the Minions 2 that's coming out. So maybe for the Minions 2, I mean, if it's done, I mean, since it's done by Universal and DreamWorks, they already have all of the Minions costumes. They already have a whole bunch of set pieces, and they already have a whole bunch of stuff that they have made. So they could, I think they'd very easily be able to do another drive-in, drive-through experience kind of a thing. Exactly. Photo opportunities. So yeah, that'd be a great idea.
I think
Universal,
so too.
give us a call.
Give us a call, or thank Debbie for her idea. But if they ever watch the show, I think that's our show. I mean, I think that'd be a great thing for them to continue to do if they want to continue to do donations, whether it's for Feeding America or for another organization.
Yeah, because right now there are so many different organizations out there that are trying their best to help as many people as they can, and one of the things that everyone needs is food.
Yeah, and you know, it makes you feel good. So this is great. Jack has a great comment as well. It's also amazing that you're having a good time while watching a movie and giving money to a charity at the same time. And before we move on, Noah brings up a really good point. Noah says, before you end this, can you honor Alex Trebek? So we absolutely should talk about Alex Trebek. So let me just take that off for a second. So we learned that earlier this week, the longtime Jeopardy host, unfortunately passed from, I believe he had stage 3 or 4 cancer.
Yes.
He'd been battling for it a while, and still kind of doing like a social distancing hosting of Jeopardy. So that, like, the strength that this man has is incomparable. And just historically, I remember watching Jeopardy and Alex Trebek ever since I was little. When I first came to the States, the one show that my family allowed me to watch in the evening time instead of like doing like homework or extra reading to improve my English was Jeopardy, because it helped me learn English. And I know a contestant on the show said a very similar thing, saying that he used to sit on his dad's lap, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the contestant's name. He used to sit on his dad's lap to watch Jeopardy, and he, it helped him learn English. It was the same way that it really helped me learn English, and also kind of had an interest in trivia, because I hadn't seen anything like that before.
Yeah. And Jeopardy is also one of those staples that has been in American culture for so long and has been in so many different movies and different jokes. I mean, heck, Saturday Night
SNL.
Live had such a huge run of Celebrity Jeopardy.
Yeah.
And I mean, a side note, the fact that it's actually really sad that both Sean Connery and Alex Trebek,
Within just like a week of each other, right?
Within a week of each other.
Wow.
Even though I don't think they were ever together on an episode of Celebrity Jeopardy.
But because of Saturday Night Live, we kind of can't think about one and the other, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and also, it's one of the like original what is that called? One of the original game shows that were television game shows, to where it was the same host the entire run.
They didn't
Alex Trebek has been a part of it since day one. So it's really, really hard to see this. It's going to have to be a completely new era of Jeopardy. Whereas, Wheel of Fortune is also in that same wheelhouse. So
and I think didn't Vanna White took over as host? Or are they still both doing it?
They're still both doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And but yet, Price is Right. All of the other
they changed.
They have changed their hosts multiple times. But Alex Trebek, and I loved what one that there were a couple contestants that say we what is it called? Wrote down for their answer in Final Jeopardy.
Oh, and he brought himself down to like $5 or something like that. It said, we love you, Alex. And it kind of got him a little bit. Alex Trebek is one of the hosts that's very composed, very quick-witted. He's one of my favorite hosts in the just on television in general. And a little fun fact from Debbie, he filmed an appearance in Ryan Reynolds' Free Guy.
Oh, really?
So I can't wait to see that on film. I know the movie's a little delayed. We talked about it a little bit on Saturday's show, but now even looking forward to it more. The Brave Knight, thank you for joining us. As a huge fan of you guys on YouTube.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Glad to see you're here.
Let's see. There was another thing from Debbie that I wanted to. Oh yeah. So Debbie says they do have episodes banked with Alex Trebek until Christmas.
Oh, wow.
So the man was working very, very hard
to going
give us
through.
That's not easy. Cancer, whether you've had any sort of personal experience with it or not, it's one of the things that's it's really, really hard to live with when you are sick with cancer, because of the treatment. You're tired. It's mentally it probably just overtakes your entire like thought process. You're just thinking about it because you're living with it the whole time.
Going through the process and seeing someone that you care about and love go through that process is so soul draining.
Nate Dogg, sorry, go ahead, continue.
And to just see how Alex Trebek just kept on fighting, and honestly, it's kind of one of those things that if he didn't tell everyone, I mean, like if it wasn't like a news report, you would not be able to tell.
Oh, that he had cancer.
That he had cancer, that he was fighting it, that he still went on stage, and you could tell that this is what his life was. He loved doing it, kind of a thing, and that he wasn't going to let any little thing stop him, even cancer. From allowing.
If you love the show, you love what he did, and we love him. So we are so sad that he has passed away, and our thoughts are with his family and friends. And Nate Dogg 212 says my cousin made it to the show and was a contestant.
Really?
Whoa, that's not easy.
No, from what I've heard from people who have tried to be on the show is the fact that the questions are a lot harder, and they also make it so you have to write down the answer instead of just saying it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes it a lot more difficult. So when you're on the show, you're actually able to do these questions and you're actually able to know exactly what to say and what to do
Yeah.
so quickly. And just how much of our culture now is you get asked a question and you immediately want to go, what is such and such?
Yeah.
Kind
And
of a
if you
thing.
forget to say that, then your answer doesn't count.
Then your
If you
answer
just write
is wrong.
oh my gosh, you have to like really just access all of your brain powers.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Rolando, hello, welcome. I can't wait for WandaVision and the details of it. I can't wait to see it and Wanda's true power. I actually was reading a kind of a quick read before we sat down, and it talked about how the 6 episode series is kind of going to be like sort of in a way. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if the 6 episodes are 1 hour long, but I do know that these are 6 episode series and that they're kind of like, if you watch it together, it kind of becomes its own Marvel movie. Sort of is what
it
I
would make
read.
sense because this is stories that we need to hear more details about. I mean, it plays off of what happened at at the end of Endgame, what
Yeah.
happens at the end of all of the Marvels. It's kind of taking everything that we have seen and you now are creating your entire new world and universe
Yeah.
with these two characters. So it makes sense that this is going to be its own movie in a sense, its own 6 to 8 hour long movie.
If they're 1 hour each.
If they're 1 hour
If
each.
they're, yeah, we don't know that yet. But it's super, super exciting. Like ever since the trailer dropped, I was like, oh, this is okay. I am most excited for this. I mean, I'm excited for all of them, but probably I'm putting that one on the top of my anticipation list.
I'm just bummed that we've had to wait so long, and I'm just like, I want it now.
Yeah, I want it now. You like the girl from Willy Wonka.
I want my WandaVision now.
Oh, the Brave Knight shares this with us. I agree with you. I survived cancer, and I am glad he fought through it. Wow. And applause to you for fighting cancer and surviving cancer. That is incredible, and we're happy that you're watching us today. Thank you so much. And Rolando, we're so sorry to hear this. Says my mother just got diagnosed with breast cancer, but we as a family are fighting this and keeping her spirits up. Such a horrible year for all of us, not just for me, but for my family. It's tough. We've been there with family having cancer and family being ill, and 2020 has been just such a dumpster fire on top of everything else. So as if cancer itself is not hard to deal with already, you have to deal with that on top of this year. It's just trash.
Honestly,
we're so sorry, Rolando, and we hope she makes a very quick recovery.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine going through everything that 2020 has thrown at you, and then to be, for anyone that's going through any kind of health issues, and to have that news during 2020, you're just like, come on.
2020 blows.
Exactly. So we give you thoughts and prayers, and any strength that we can lend you, we're happy to let you borrow.
And it's hard to move on to the next topic since we're kind of on a serious topic of cancer. So I don't have a segue. We're just going to jump into it, unfortunately. But thank you to everybody who's sharing your stories. We know it's not easy, and we are with you. Next up, we have American Horror Story Season 10. Where's Vanja? Is Vanja in the chat? Our most enthused American Horror Story fan. Season 10.
I can't believe
teaser poster.
That's impressive,
isn't it?
That that the show is still going for season 10.
I love it. I want 20 seasons.
I think the part of the fact of its longevity is the fact that it tells a new story every single season,
but with reoccurring cast members.
Yeah.
So that it kind of makes it's anthology, but it also exists in its own universe.
Yeah.
Which is so great. So here is the American Horror Story Season 10 teaser poster, and this was shared by Ryan Murphy himself on his Instagram. So obviously we see red lips, we see sharp teeth or fangs, I guess teeth, tattoo gun kind of pulling away from the tongue with the tattoo on the tongue that says I gotta go back and look, sorry, AHS 10 FX. And if this doesn't give you the creeps, I don't know what does. It looks really really cool. At first I was like, oh, okay, Pennywise.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
immediately
Because
what it kind of gave me.
the red lips, the white skin, it looks a little clown, like a little
Right.
clown based. So, but they've already kind of done like a clown based
For circus.
for circus.
Right. Though, yeah, they had, what is it, like Trixie or I don't remember the clown's name, but it was frightening. But this one, the teases and the hints have been having to do with something coming out of from the sea. And Ryan Murphy has
Oh.
actually kind of, because you can mark a location on your posts on your Instagram, and he marked them as, I gotta look at it up, Provincetown, Massachusetts,
Oh.
which is, I've also heard or read that it's not too far away from Martha's Vineyard, which is where they filmed Jaws. So I don't know. Oh, sorry,
Oops.
that was me, not an earthquake. I don't know if it does that mean some sort of ocean creature is coming and invading this town. Are we getting flesh eating sirens?
Maybe.
What does the white skin having to do with it? With
Well,
the
the white
sharp
skin
teeth
and the red lips.
So a shark, essentially, a shark
A shark, I guess
posing
it
as
could.
humans.
I guess it could. Oh, you know what? There might be that shape-shifting mermaid or
A siren.
siren kind of thing, like you had mentioned before, to where they're actually able to grow legs and they're able to lure people near the ocean, and that's where they eat them,
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know. And also,
Piranhas.
love the cast. So far, they've announced Kathy Bates, Leslie Grossman, Billy Lord. I am so excited for her. I love her acting. She's always so fun to watch on screen. And of course, our regular gal, Sarah Paulson, she is back. Yes, make her the head, whatever it is that you're gonna, she would just, oh my God, I love her so much. Evan Peters is back in this one. Let's see, Adina Porter, Lily Rabi, I think is how you pronounce the name, Angelica Ross, and Finn Whitrock. Couldn't say that too quickly. Finn Whitlock. No, I said it wrong. Finn Whitrock. There, said it correctly. So super excited for any of the fans who are, well, fans of American Horror Story. I think this is a nice teaser poster. I really look forward to it. American Horror Story, Jack says American Horror Story just seems too dark for me. It's really not. There are moments that are dark, and then there are moments that are not. I would say like Murder House is probably still like my favorite to date. But I wouldn't say it's always dark. There are scary moments, but it's not always like dark and dreary. I would say maybe Roanoke is a little bit darker.
Now you've seen all of the seasons,
No.
or most of the seasons.
I've seen most of the season. There are some seasons I have not completed. I haven't seen 1984. I know Vanja's been trying to get me to watch it. I still haven't seen it yet because I don't think it's streaming anywhere aside from FX, and we don't have FX.
And sometimes, yeah, it is really hard to get a hold of some of these shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember you watched
Murder
the Hotel.
House. Hotel is great. Some of Circus, most of Coven, Roanoke, all of it, Hotel, all of it. Circus, I didn't make it past. I couldn't do. I was so bummed. I couldn't do it.
You're like, nope.
No, it's not that. It's just I didn't love the season.
Oh,
yeah, I tried.
Well, I've heard from a couple people too that season was kind of. It wasn't like their favorite.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite. So 1984 is the next one up on the list. What else is there? There's been more than that, right? Because if there's 10 of them.
Yeah.
Murder House, not in chronological order because I don't know the order. Murder House, Coven, Circus, Hotel, Roanoke, 1984.
Oh, it's Freak Show.
Freak Show, Vanja. That's right. Sorry.
Vanja said Freak Show, not
Circus. Thank you. Yes. So that's the same. And is there any other ones that I'm missing?
If you know the names of each season, put them down.
Yeah, put them down. Cult.
Oh yeah, that was the one with the snakes, huh?
That was Asylum, and Apocalypse. Okay, yeah. See, there's some that I missed. There's some that I missed. But if they're all up somewhere, hey, Justin J. Wood in the chat.
Hey,
Welcome, Justin. Watching all the way from Australia. Nice. All right, you guys, moving on to our main topic. Let's talk about Dustin found this piece of news and I was like, wait, what? I never thought I would hear this. Scorpion King reboot. I didn't pull a graphic because I forgot. But you guys know the Scorpion King, essentially, the movie was a spin-off of the Brendan Fraser Mummy film series franchise. The first time we saw him played by Dwayne Johnson was in the Mummy Returns.
Yeah, it was the second one, because at the very beginning you have The Rock holding out his sword, commanding the armies of Anubis to attack, and then he gets turned, and then you don't see him until the very end, where he's actually in that scorpion body.
Oh yeah,
and even to this day, it is one of the worst. Even when I saw it back then, I was like, "Ew." They see that's where they skipped on.
Maybe I can put one up real quick.
Of their, they were like, you know what? We don't need that good of a CGI Rock.
Let me see if I can find it.
And then, sure enough, it was just.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
not it. That's like a concept drawing.
No,
right?
no, it was that bad.
It was this.
It was that the CGI in that final scene,
like that,
with the with the giant scorpion body. Oh, there it is. That's a really good one. If you can
that's not real. Is that real? That's not real.
No, that's it. That's how bad it was.
Okay.
And even
hold on, I'll pull the graphic so you guys can see.
The one where he's trying to do the smirk.
Like this?
Where they tried to CGI the smirk of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Like this one?
Oh my gosh.
You're for real?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, hold on, guys. I'll put it up.
That is how bad it was.
Hold on.
And I've seen a lot of different what is it called? Like CGI masters, people who do CGI for a living.
Wasn't this like 2000?
Oh, it came out a long time ago.
This is what he was talking about. I don't remember it being this bad.
No.
Maybe that's why.
I remember back then going, oh my God, that is so bad. The movie was still pretty good, but the final CGI, I was just like, what were you guys thinking? Kind of a thing.
Everybody say Papa Corona says it was bad. Oh, absolutely, Dustin. The CGI was bad at the time, says Rolando. I don't remember it being that bad. So did I just block it from my memory? I think
you probably blocked it from your mind.
How did they go from The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, because he was physically in the movie.
Yes.
Like we know him today.
Yes.
And then when he went into his, I guess, final form, he looked like that?
Well, it was because what happened was after he attacked, he used Anubis's armies to wipe out his enemies, kind of a thing. Then Anubis took his soul, and he's like, you are now my servant. And he was like put in as a guardian of this tomb. And then, of course, the two characters were like, they ran down and tried to steal the book of the living,
right?
Kind of a thing. But yet the Scorpion King was protecting it, and he comes out of this door, out of these double doors that open up, and you're just, oh my gosh. Yeah, it was so, when we saw, even back then, we were just surprised on how bad it was.
I absolutely do not remember it looking like that. But
to where everyone, the normal reaction that you want is like oohs and ahs. And what we got was, oh my gosh, and laughs. People were starting to laugh at this point.
That's not what you want.
Nope.
No.
And it's sad too, because it's tough. Even like I was saying, some special effects artists who have like their own YouTube channel have taken scenes from movies and tried to redo them. But this one was so bad, they still had a hard time on making it look good.
They have to scrap it and create their own if they wanted to make it look better.
Pretty much.
Wow, that's a lot of hard work. So,
but on the side note, that's why Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wants to redo the Scorpion King spin-off movie. Because even that was, it was when Dwayne was right at the beginning of his, this guy can be a major action star kind of guy. And so I'm happy to see them redo it, because now that he's involved in it, he's going to be able to be a part of the production and be a part. He's going to actually have more of control over what happens.
Which is, yeah, I mean, he's a huge movie star now, and can you believe that was his first on-screen like debut, the Scorpion King. So the Hollywood Reporter was the one to report this, confirmed that Universal was developing a reboot of the 2002 film with screenwriter Jonathan Herman writing the script. And now this version is described as a contemporary take set in the distant past. Like the original, Johnson will not reprise his role as the titular character, but may appear in the film in another capacity. That's actually very surprising. I feel like he's got maybe this very close attachment to the character because it's literally the first movie character he got to play, like not as himself. Like he didn't appear in a movie as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the wrestler. He appeared as a fictional character, getting to play a character, which is huge because if you look at his career now, he's really done a lot. So that's actually surprising to me that he's not going to play.
Yeah.
And so who will? Jason Momoa. Do it.
That would be funny to bring Jason Momoa in there. I would love to see a movie with Jason Momoa and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Too hot to handle.
It's so weird. I cannot say Dwayne Johnson. It's real. Like I'm like I have to.
"The Rock" Johnson.
I always have to throw in "The Rock" because that's how everybody knows him.
Yeah.
Everyone knows him as "The Rock" for the longest time. That's all it was. And starring The Rock. And it wasn't until he actually became more and more popular that he actually got to use his real name.
Instead of his stage name. And there's a quote from him regarding this movie. He says, "The Scorpion King was my very first role ever on the silver screen, and I am honored and excited to reimagine and deliver this cool mythology to a whole new generation. I wouldn't have had the career I am lucky enough to have had it not been for the Scorpion King. And I am thrilled that we at $7 Production can help create those same opportunities for other hardworking actors today." Oh, paying it forward.
Oh, I love it. I wouldn't be surprised if he also pulls up maybe
another up-and-coming wrestler
that has the acting chops to get into this role and be kind of like, you know what? No. I'm going to give someone the opportunity that this movie gave me. So I love seeing that. I love seeing that paid forward. And plus that whoever he gets is going to have a big bump because a big help because of Dwayne's name.
Produced by Dwayne Johnson from the original Scorpion King. And he ends the quote by saying, "I believe Jonathan Herman will put in the hard work to deliver a fantastic script for our global audience," that sounds awesome. That sounds really awesome. With much better CGI this time around for sure. I really had no idea, you guys. I had no idea it was that bad. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Let's take a look at what you guys are saying in the chat in regards to this. I definitely saw James Lee says they ran out of money for the final CGI.
I bet, they were putting all this money into the sets, into the actors, because by that time this was their second movie. So they probably you had to probably pay them a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh crap. We wanted to do this big scorpion, half scorpion, half human at the end. What do you guys want to do? What are we going to do? Just throw as much money as we got into the CGI. It's not enough. Too bad. We're not getting any more.
And a couple of you guys are saying Digital Corridor on YouTube tried to touch up the CGI and had a hard time doing it. So check them out. They're on YouTube if you would like.
That's probably I'm not 100% sure if that's the group that I saw try doing it. They improved it. They made a lot of improvements. But it still
just
wasn't that good. Yeah.
Wow. They didn't have a good base to start, I guess. Justin says Birdemic CG scene remake recently, by the way. Oh, really? You have to look that up after the fact. Interesting.
I'm sure if you go onto YouTube and look up reanimating the Scorpion King or something like that, you'll be able to find these different videos. But it's one of those Hollywood classic moments to where people were like, oh my god.
I kind of feel like I want to watch it, but then I don't want to. I don't know, we'll see. But that's fun, and that's really fun and really interesting. David says redoing the Scorpion King without The Rock as the character seems a potential recipe for box office flop, potentially, because a lot of, well, I guess if you're trying to bring in a new audience and a new generation of audience who didn't really know about the Scorpion King, then maybe it would work. And if you don't advertise The Rock as being the Scorpion King, but for those of us who grew up knowing and having seen the Scorpion King, then that's going to play a little bit differently. But I am kind of curious to see how that would play out, because potentially it could, because it doesn't have that star name behind it. Like
Yeah.
he definitely pulls some serious box
I
office
would
numbers.
think that they would probably make him more of a supporting character, or at
Mhm.
least someone who's in like going to be like maybe the mentor of the Scorpion
The new
King.
Scorpion King.
Yeah. But then you might have a
Ugh.
little bit of a comparison between the two.
There's always
Why
gonna
didn't they
be.
just put the Rock in it?
Right.
So I mean, and also what is it called? The Mummy movies. Even though I loved the one that came out in 1990, the
Mhm.
first Mummy and the second
I liked
Mummy,
it. Yeah.
they were both amazing movies.
Yeah.
The third one.
What was the third one?
That's where they went into. I think that was the one with Jet Li, and they had it
Why don't I
was
remember
based
any of
in,
these?
and they had all of those Yetis, and there was that
What?
moment to where one of the Yetis kicked, I think a bad guy, and they went through like these two pillars, and they were like, go, and all the Yetis
Oh
were like,
yeah, the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
yeah, that's what it was.
I remember. I now very vaguely remember seeing it and not loving it.
Yeah, same here. I was like,
I was really
oh.
excited. I was like, "Oh, Jet Li, yes!" And then I
Mhm.
was like, "Oh, I don't love it."
No, but it was, yeah, the first Mummy was amazing.
Really liked it. Yeah, really
Everyone
liked
was
it.
like, "Oh my gosh, this is going to be like the new Indiana Jones. Brendan Fraser is
He's
amazing."
great. Rachel Weisz is in it. She's awesome. Wow.
So,
Yeah.
and then what is it? Then they tried to do the Mummy with Tom Cruise, and it ooh,
It
It
could
could
have
have
been
been.
really great.
I was sitting there
There
doing
was so much of it that I liked about it. And then when I like actually sat down and watched it, I thought, oh, I really overhyped myself for this film. Because,
Mhm.
Tom Cruise, Scientology or not, I find to be a very charming, very good, excellent actor,
Yes,
honestly.
especially when it comes to action too.
Yeah.
When he has some of those action scenes and he's so much a part of the production of it, it's amazing.
Yeah. So, but the movie was it was just okay. It was just okay. But curious about this Scorpion King reboot. Really, when you found the news, I was like, "They're what? What are they doing?"
But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do. I'm excited to see what they pull off, and see if Dwayne can actually do some good behind the scene work
Yeah.
too, in the ways of production and being a part of, hey, this is my idea. I want to push this forward.
Yeah. So we will see. Another thing we will see, hopefully, maybe soon, is the Mandalorian season 3 in pre-production. So Variety has learned that show creator Jon Favreau has been writing season 3 for a while, and art department led by Doug Chen has been creating concept art for season 3 for the past few weeks. Now they're one of the productions that have been really lucky that they wrapped season 2 and all of the principal photography before everything, all the production around the world shut down because of the pandemic.
They finished in March.
Whew.
So it's like, we're not going to miss a beat with the Mandalorian. And I'm like, yeah.
And thank goodness, because now we are finally we're seeing it season 2. A new episode is coming tomorrow, which spoiler coming up. I want to ask a question to you guys, but only if you have seen it. So I'll cue you guys when we start talking about spoilers, so you can exit out or mute us just in case, or at least mute the chat and us, because then you'll be seeing the chat talking about. But this is really exciting. I definitely don't see them ending The Mandalorian in just 2 seasons. This is definitely a multi-season show that I look forward to. And I always say this, as long as the story is good and it makes sense and you're not just putting it out just to put it out, then I'm for it. And I think the people who are in charge, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, are hardcore. Aside from being creators and filmmakers, they are first and foremost Star Wars fans. And I think they're going to do a really, really good job. As we can see already, there's only been 2 seasons, and they gave us a nice start of the Mandalorian setting out on his journey to, 1, return Baby Yoda to its kind, and 2, search for other Mandalorians. And we kind of see him setting off in 2 episodes. The second episode, I would say it's a little bit more filler-y than the first one, but it's still propelling us forward to his next destination, which is really, really, really nice. So I look forward to, if this is all true, Of course, we treat everything as if it's a rumor until it is confirmed by Disney and Lucasfilm. But this is like, it's still nice. It's still nice to hear that. I don't doubt that they are working on season 3 as far as pre-production, writing, design, and things like that.
And I'm pretty sure also with the success of The Mandalorian, they plan on keeping this story going until they're kind of like, okay, we've kind of hit a rut. We're not doing this. I'm really hoping that they have a specific story that they want to tell, and they are able to tell that full length story.
Yeah.
That they're not cut short, that they're not going to be having to be like, oh, shoot, you guys are canceled kind of a thing. So we're cutting you off right here. And they have to rush to try and wrap everything up.
Yes.
I mean, it sounds like they're also given pretty good heads up on whether or not they're going to get another season. So
yeah, I mean, right now it's hot, 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 hot. We are loving the story. We're loving where it's headed. So we will see. Gosh, like I wonder where they're taking it, because they're writing it obviously having know what is at the end of season 2, and we're just literally tip of the iceberg. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into a little bit of spoilers talk for this previous episode of The Mandalorian. So
wait, has everyone seen it? Do you want to?
Well, I'm gonna tell them right now. Oh. If you haven't seen, if you're not up to date with the Mandalorian season 2 episode 2, spoiler starts right about now. So I'll do a little wave like this. We're starting now. So click mute and turn off the chat if you don't want it spoiled for you. And then I'll do this again when we are done talking. Okay. So everybody out if you haven't. And here we go. Are you guys still okay with Baby Yoda? Because a part of me had such a hard time watching him do what he did, especially with the last scene, the very last scene. I was like, no, what are you doing?
I know. I was getting so upset. I was like, come on, there's got to be an explanation. There's got to be a reason. There's got to be something good that he's doing for why he's doing what he's doing. There's a reason behind it. There's a motivation.
I was making it all up in my head.
Not.
Yep.
It wasn't. And the fact that it just turned into him going nom 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 nom, and I'm just like, no. Oh, I thought he was gonna, because he had the moment where he had his hands out. He was using the force. The eggs floated towards his hand.
And I thought immediately, I go, oh, one of those eggs, force sensitive. He's sensing the midi-chlorians, and one of he's gonna protect it. And that's what I thought as he was ingesting the eggs, because he wasn't chewing them. He was just like.
Yeah, you swallowed him whole.
So
and then he did that same thing to the spider. And I was like,
getting to that in 2 seconds. But
Wendy had an experience with that scene from that episode. And Wendy will let you know exactly how she felt.
But I thought that because he was slurping down the eggs, like egg yolks, like, you know how you drink an egg yolk whole, that maybe he was like, oh, I'll keep them warm with my body heat and protect it. And maybe he doesn't have like a very harsh digestive system that the acid was going to harm. That I don't know how it was. I was just making it up in my head for it to make sense that he wasn't eating this woman's last round of offsprings, because they could potentially not make it. And I was like, okay, oh my gosh, they're on this ice planet. There's spiders. They're going to die. And then when they get back on the ship, she's going to be so upset. She's like, that's it. I'm the last of my kind. I couldn't get my husband to fertilize the eggs. And then he was going to go bleh. And then like 3 or 4 of them was going to pop up. And then the species is saved. The line is saved. That's really where I thought it was going to go. It didn't. He was just like Debbie said. And like Jack said, he was just hungry. And you know what? I'm going to put the blame on Mando. I'm going to put the blame on, why didn't you pack the baby snacks?
Yeah.
And going on a long trip, get some frogs, catch some frogs, put it in a freezer, and let him eat it like little frog popsicles. You didn't pack for the baby. Yep.
You got to have those snacks for your little baby Yoda.
Yeah.
And no, but and a part of me is kind of like, okay, so this is maybe the direction that they're going, is the fact that they're trying to make it so it doesn't seem like Yoda's species is born good and powerful in the Force. Mm-hmm. They're born neutral. They're born in
chaotic.
That neutral chaotic in a little bit.
For all you D&D
chaotic
out
neutral.
There. Chaotic neutral.
And I'm just kind of like, okay, well, maybe this will, I mean, I'm hoping that they kind of build on this for Baby Yoda too. That they either build on it, the fact that it is kind of this neutral based character that can grow to either the dark side or to the light.
That's true.
But
yeah, just because Yoda, led by example, was one of the greatest Jedi Master, doesn't mean all of his species technically have to lean this way.
And I also think in Legends, they did mention the fact that there were different people in Yoda's species that ended up being, that might have turned to the dark side. And it was where the dark side actually had a very powerful force user on their team for a while. So I'm curious on if they're going to tell a little bit more of that story with Baby Yoda. But I guess the only way we'll ever know is waiting until the end of the season.
Until the end of the season. I am just like this mad at Baby Yoda because it's really hard for me to stay mad at something that looks so cute. It's like when our dogs do something terrible, you're so angry, and then it looks at you, and you're just like, I can't. I'm so angry at you, but I can't. You're so cute. It's one of those. But at least Mondo was like, no, kid. Handsies. No. Hands off. So let's talk about the spider scene.
This is all yours because you are the one that had the best reaction to this.
So we saw the eggs, and immediately I thought, oh, they look like those like the facehugger eggs.
Yeah, facehugger. They really look like them. I think that was also part of, they had a little bit of a talk about it somewhere online, and that was part of the motivation behind those, the way those eggs look.
Equally disgusting. And as soon as he cracked one open, that it wasn't just like fun yolk, it was just one, you saw like tentacle, and I was like, that's not right. That's not right. Oh, not tentacle, but like leg. And he brought it out, and it was all slimy, and the goo was green, and I was like, oh, put it back. It was green. It's not good. And then he just ate it, and because he ate it, all the other eggs like spider senses tingled, and they're like, blah, blah, blah. And it was literally just an arachnophobia nightmare. I don't know if that's a redundant, but it's awful.
Yeah.
From the littlest ones to the giant shelob size, it was all of it disgusting. I hate, if you guys didn't know, I hate spiders. There's two things I really, really hate in the world. Spiders is number one. Clowns is number two. I don't like any of them. And my God, the spiders is the worst because I feel like scary clowns that we see in horror films and, you know, like the over-exaggerated kind, it's like, okay, it's like so far leaning towards fantasy that I can kind of ignore it when I see real life clowns. You know, where I was kind of like, somebody dressed up as a costume. Somebody dressed up in a costume. Spiders exist. They do. Just they with their webs and the way they crawl and the way they move, I just don't like it. I watched the episode clutching my pillow and like this. Like I put my little visor on, my hand visor, and I watched. Like it doesn't help. I'm still taking in the whole scene, but Dustin endured a lot of screaming because of it.
And what is it? Someone in the chat said that we should have been recorded Wendy's reaction to it.
I'm not watching that again.
And no, but the thing is, though, I really wish we could.
Well, we didn't know it was coming.
One didn't know it was coming, and two, trying to record the reactions to something like Mandalorian is really
tough. It's really, really tough. We tried to do it with Clone Wars for 4 episodes, and we did it because it was only 4 episodes, and because it was Clone Wars, and so I still have mixed feelings of doing it for the entire season of The Mandalorian. I think we maybe do it for the final 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I will suck it up for 2 because it's a lot of editing and it's just me, and it's hard because I'm not like, you know, world-class editor. I am like beginner intermediate editor. I would say my skills as far as editing goes.
Now, before we end this chit chat about the spoilers, there is one thing though I do want to talk to you guys about, is the different way that Baby Yoda ate the eggs as opposed to eating the spider. The way that Baby Yoda ate the egg was kind of like a yonk, just like a full-on swallow of the egg. But when he ate the spider, he actually went like crunched into half of it and then ate the rest of it. And
but with the frog, he slurped it. Remember, it was like half, and he was like, oh, interesting.
So I'm a little curious on why they chose to do that. But
next time on Movie Couple Live,
how Baby Yoda eats things.
The full breakdown. Just kidding. We probably won't be doing that. But some of you guys' comments in the chat. The kid had a whole great dragon steak. How can it still be hungry? How? because Din is not feeding Baby Yoda. Get some carrot sticks, get some space carrot sticks, get some peanut
Some frog
butter,
sticks.
some frog sticks. Yeah. Oh my God. All right. Spoilers over. We're done talking about The Mandalorian season 2, episode 2. No more spoilers moving forward, but I would not turn the chat back on quite yet until it's moved up. And with that said, we're gonna go ahead and move into our final story for today. And that, I was surprised to see this, but also I kind of love the choice. So in Saturday's episode, you weren't here, so we can get your input today on Johnny Depp walking away, resigning from the role of Grindelwald, and Warner Brothers did say that they will be recasting the role. They've also moved the release date from, let's see, I didn't put it down. I think it's from November 2021 to summer of 2022. From what I understand, is Johnny Depp shot only one day. He worked one day on the set for the next movie, and before he was asked to step away, and he respectfully kind of stepped away after seeing their request, but he will still be paid for the entirety of, as if he worked an entire film, is what I read from the article. But according to Deadline, they're reporting that director David Yates, his top choice to play Grindelwald is Mads Mikkelsen. Mads Mikkelsen's name did not come up on Saturday's live stream when we talked about it. We talked about I think I said Oscar Isaac. Colin Farrell obviously is one. I can't even remember who I said. Did I say Hugh Grant? Maybe one. Because I was thinking someone that could match kind of the current age that Grindelwald is at now, versus casting an actor that could potentially look younger than Grindelwald. But Mads Mikkelsen didn't cross my brain, and now that the name has been dropped, I'm liking that choice. What do you think?
I think it's a great choice too. I think he does a great job on playing that kind of intense, evil character. So I think he'll be a
Galen
really good.
Erso. Yeah,
and he just has a very deep and menacing, intense voice too. I'm just sad that Johnny Depp is going through all of this crap.
Oh, he is having a 2020 of his own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the fact that, for the longest time, he was being accused of being this, the abusive.
Between the case between him and Amber Heard. Yeah. And he just lost that libel case.
But this also shows, I'm wondering if there's a lot more details that were talked about in the case that we don't know about, that we'll never really find out about.
We're not
kind
in the
of a
courtroom.
thing.
Yeah, we're not there when it happened.
And I just think that it's...
But I do feel really terrible for him. I really do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I really do.
So, and also another thing is at this point, I don't think there's much excitement or much hype for another Fantastic Beasts movie. I mean, this might be, I guess, one way of people kind of going, oh, okay, well, they're changing things up. They're getting a different actor in there besides Johnny Depp. And I even remember that when they revealed that it was Johnny Depp as Grindelwald,
I was kind of mad.
Everyone was like, what?
I want to call it Farrell. I wanted it to be Colin Farrell. I was so mad that it wasn't, because he was so good in it. Not saying Johnny Depp is a bad actor. Okay, I love that it was Colin Farrell's portrayal through the whole movie, his performance and everything. I just loved it all. And when the reveal happened, I was like, wait, what the fuck? Sorry for cussing. I was how mad I was. I was like, oh no, the movie.
So, it's interesting to also see where they're going to go with this too, because I saw the first one and I thought it was okay. I thought it was an okay movie. The second one came out and there was so many bad reviews.
Really?
That, it was just a flood of, holy cow, this is just a huge, cluster that it is just going in 100 different directions. And I'm kind of like, this, this isn't, the movie, this series, franchise isn't on a good path right now. So I'm curious on how they're going to shake things up, because they were planning on making like 5 movies.
Yeah, so they're gonna move forward. So we'll see how they handle it. I just feel, and I think one of our movie bunch, and I can't remember who it was, talked about how it didn't really feel that it was a part of the Harry Potter universe, despite the fact of the connections that they put in there
Yeah.
and the similar spells, and that it, visually, it's the same world, but it still feels really disconnected for me, even though I know it's like prequel, but it just didn't feel like the Wizarding World.
Yeah, and also
Though
it
the
doesn't
trailer was good.
have quite, since it doesn't take place in Hogwarts. I
Mhm.
think that's one of the big things that makes it a little bit less exciting for some viewers, is
Mhm.
the fact that there isn't that quite that that magical school that everyone wants to go to.
Yeah,
Every Harry Potter fan wants to get their owl saying, "You've been accepted into
of
Hogwarts
course.
School of Witchcraft and Wizardry," kind of a thing. So, and where this is more of in the real world, it has a lot more overlap with the real world, whereas the original films
Yes.
did not.
Yes, yes,
You
yes,
were
yes.
in
You were
that
immersed,
world.
yeah, in the Harry Potter magical world. A few comments. I've seen this repeated a couple of times, so I'll read it out loud. Will they ever address that the Ezra Miller situation and how that would affect the Flash, possibly Fantastic Beasts? Sorry, my brain went on autopilot. You know about the Ezra Miller situation, the thing with the fan, that he was having an interaction with a fan, a female fan at the bar. But I think it looked like they were outside, like in the snow or something like that. And it looked like from the video. Here, actually, I'll find you the video so you can watch for yourself instead of me putting ideas in your head. Let
Okay.
me let me find it.
I heard something of a little bit of a that Ezra Miller was he was getting some backlash for something.
Yeah. Okay,
And
the
but I
video's muted, but here you can watch.
oh whoa. Oh, okay.
So that was the we'll play it again.
That's so weird.
So
That
it
doesn't
it's
look
not it's not
real.
like the nicest thing to see. When you see
Yeah.
it, your knee to me, my first knee-jerk reaction was, wait, what? Because he went right here. He
Yeah.
went for
It
her
looked
right
like he was
here.
doing like a stage choke kind of a
Like a
thing.
stage, but and then upon watching it a couple of times, and I really kind of like wish that somebody would, because this is all speculation, right? You're not there, I wasn't there, all we
Yeah.
have is a video from this angle. So what do we know, really? But the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, why would he do that to a fan? And then I watched it a few more times, because at first it did not sit well with me, and I still don't know, I haven't decided if it sits well with me. But my first knee-jerk reaction was like, oh no, don't do that to people, what are you doing?
Yeah.
um but the fan looked like she didn't look like she had a panic on her face.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like.
It almost seems a little staged kind
And
of a
then when
thing.
it wasn't like a hard thump to the ground, like like they were moving in a fast pace, and then before she hit the snow or the ground, it seemed to have slowed down. So I don't know if that's just how the video was filmed, that it kind of like slow, how you like videos, like kind of sometimes the footage isn't smooth.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know, but
But
it's
it's one
interesting.
of those things that's weird. And I mean, how long ago did that come out? Just probably recently, because I have not heard much about it
Mm,
before. Oh, back in April. And
I
and
guess
with a
so.
lot of the things, I mean, I'm pretty sure if this is real and it gets a big enough backlash
Right.
for it, then yeah, I'm pretty sure WB and well, yeah, it would be both WB, because that would be both DC and Harry Potter.
Yeah, so
Both
they're
Warner
both
Brothers
WB
owns both
properties.
of those
Mhm.
properties. So it's probably, I mean, they will probably take it into consideration when it comes time to start filming
Right.
or to recast, because they've already recast one character. It might as well, you're like, you know what, might as well recast another if there's too
What
big of a backlash with it.
wow,
I
yikes.
think it might be a little bit more difficult to deal with that though when it's the Flash, especially when it's
Mhm.
Ezra's Miller's own, it's going to be his standalone movie
Oh, for the Flash?
kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So, but it's one of those things that I need more information
Mhm.
about this,
Mhm.
and I need to know what exactly the fans said, what their reaction was to it. Um, I mean, if this is real and that he is actually assaulting her,
Well,
there's
and
got to
that's
be some kind of lawsuit, or there's going to be
maybe there
some.
is, maybe it's in court and it's private and we don't know,
Exactly.
you
So
know?
not until
We're
we
not
get more
involved.
information
So
about it.
it's all speculation, and the only thing we can do is comment on what we see and how it makes us feel. And the first time I saw it, when anytime anybody puts their hand up to somebody's neck, that's almost like alarm, alarm, alarm.
Yeah.
Because that's not somewhere you go to for a hi, how are ya?
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
not a
how
hey,
you
how are
doing?
yeah, that's not something you do. That's a I'm angry and I want to do like maybe like this could be seen as like an aggressive, So, but the woman to me, she looked like she smiled the whole time. But do you smile because you're panicking, or do you smile because you don't have time to react because it happened quickly?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
true.
Like everybody reacts differently, and everybody has kind of a different way of dealing with something. So maybe that was her. Like she just froze. She was like, okay. So we don't know. Um, will they? Yeah, Debbie says it right there. Debbie says that's why there needs to be some sort of statement on it. That way we can all stop speculating. So I guess there has not been any statement on it from anybody. And I wonder if if the woman in the video has come out and said anything. I'm guessing not, because by now it would have been reported. It's just a
Yeah.
very odd video.
And also, anytime that
Hmm.
someone in the public eye as big as Ezra Miller,
Hmm.
if
Hmm.
this was a real assault on this woman,
Hmm.
it would have been plastered all over the place. That's what makes me
Oh,
think,
wasn't it?
was it? I mean,
I
this
feel
is
like it came out before, yeah, in April. I feel like it was kind of all over Twitter and all over the
so.
social media.
I'm just like, this seems kind of odd. Normally, if like an unwanted fan comes up to you, your immediate response is a push to
Well,
get
not,
away
but you
from
don't
me.
go for
You don't go
somebody.
for the.
Even if you want to act aggressively, like the jugular, the neck is not somewhere you go to. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of just put the hand up, like kind of like and you back away. You kind of.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not him, right? I'm not there on that day. I don't know what's in his head. I don't know what situation was. I don't know that the fans are going up to him what they asked for. Like there's so much we just don't know. And here's a comment from Adam. Agreed. Plus, like everyone else saying, this is rare. This is rather hypocritically considering how many people have controversial ties to this franchise, including J.K. Rowling herself. I feel like I completely detached her from the franchise. I know she created Harry Potter. I know she read the books.
Mhm.
I love the books. I actually, I was gonna say I own all of them. I actually only have 2 copies here in California. The rest of my copies, first edition, are now all gone because I left home and I didn't bring them because they took up too much room when I was traveling across. So some lucky person has them now. If you have them, take care of them, love them. They're all hardcover first editions. So take good care of them and don't crack the spine, okay?
Mhm.
Yeah. So with that, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up today's live stream. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will be back on Saturday for another round. Oh, and to Jack said this earlier. Uh, will we do a Christmas live stream? So Christmas this year falls on a Wednesday.
Oh.
We will have to see.
I
However,
would
I'm thinking
probably not.
exactly,
We might
probably
do a
not.
Christmas Eve one,
We will do. Oh wait.
or maybe a
Oh wait,
Chris.
no, no, no. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Okay,
Oh.
I'm so wrong. I'm so sorry. I thought it fell on a Wednesday. I must have looked at the wrong date. Okay, so with that said, Christmas Day is the 25th, but the Wednesday before is the 23rd. So there will be a live stream on the 23rd. TBD about the 26th.
Yeah.
That's what I will say, because I don't know which location we'll be at, and depending on how good the internet is at the location that we end up being at, that will determine if we live stream. And also, if we're at a different location, most likely we'll be with family, and probably we won't live stream because we just want to spend time with them for the holiday. But we can say that there will be a live stream on December 23rd,
Yep. Yep.
and we'll put little Santa. I don't know where they are. Santa hats.
Oh, I know what they are.
Oh,
They're with all of our
Christmas stuff.
Christmas decorations,
Yeah.
which I'll probably start putting up soon, so we can decorate the house and be
Yeah.
a little bit more festive.
Yeah.
I feel bad because we didn't put up any Halloween decorations this year.
Not this year. Didn't
I
feel like
bad
it.
because it's just kind of like, I feel like we just completely skipped Halloween this year.
We just
There
ate a
was
lot of candy.
yeah, I mean, not being able to like go out and go to a party or hang out with some friends.
We didn't even do any scary haunts this year. We kept on saying we would go to like at least the haunted hayride in LA.
Mhm.
Didn't even do that, and then Halloween just went by, and I was just like, I guess I don't feel like celebrating other than eating candy, which is what I do every day already.
Yeah. And also, I think this was probably one of the years to try and go out because is you could have just stayed in your car for a lot of these attractions.
Yeah.
Whereas now, I think by this time next year, everything's going to be back to, walkthroughs, or still be able to kind of
Fingers
actually hop
crossed.
in the back of the hayride
Oh,
kind of
fingers
thing.
crossed. Fingers crossed. God, wouldn't that be so good? Before
Please.
we leave, this is just a very it has nothing to do with anything that we talked about today, but we're talking about, having a normal experience again, hopefully in 2021, in regards to things that we normally do, such as going to parties, seeing friends, birthday parties, haunted attractions, holiday stuff. My friend Laura actually stopped by, and she's been a guest a couple of times on the Geek and Glitter podcast, and she was with me for the Mulan set visit. She actually stopped by. I didn't know she was showing up. She just stopped by. Distance were kept, masks were on. She literally, whether I was home or not, she was going to stop by and drop off like a self-care bag. And so that's all she did, but I happened to be home. And so
I
like,
would have felt so bad if she showed up and we weren't
and-
here.
I mean, then she would have just,
Probably left it at the
what
door.
she intended was to just leave the stuff. But she was like, oh my God. And she is actually the first friend I have seen in person since March. The last time I saw her was at the Mulan premiere. That was literally the last time I saw her. And that was it. And I almost like broke down into tears. I had no idea how much I just missed seeing a familiar face, like
Mhm.
my one of my friends in person and not on a computer screen. It was so weird. It felt so surreal, and I couldn't even give her a hug. I couldn't even, like, masks were on and we were like, far apart. She didn't come in, I didn't go out, and she just like put the little baggie down and I grabbed it, and it was just it was really nice. She was kind of making the rounds to for all the friends that are close by, to say, she's like, I just wanted to let you know I was thinking about you. I was like, I can't. Yeah. So check in with your friends, check in with your loved ones, give them a text, do a little FaceTime. And we love all of you. Thank you so much for being here. We had such a great time hanging out with you, and we will see you on Saturday. I was like, we'll see you on Wednesday, but
No,
today's Wednesday. So we will see you guys on Saturday. Thanks so much, you guys. We'll see you then. Bye.